Chapter 9. Mysterious Disappearances. My friends, many mysterious disappearances have been manifested starting in the last century, and this is something that we should study. In the last century, the spectacular case of the disappearance of the whole of a marine crew was recorded. Certain ship that navigated in the direction of Spain was found in the high seas in perfect state, loaded with jewels, goods and things of great value, but without the crew. Such ship was completely deserted, nothing was ever known about their crew. Those that found this ship did not detect symptoms of violence, the possibility of a mutiny on board was therefore discarded. The kitchen utensils, the jewels, the wines were untouched, making impossible the possibility of any act of piracy. This invites us to think, my dear friends, what happened to that people? Who abducted them in the middle of the high seas? There is here a tremendous mystery that until now has not been solved. In the past century, some armies disappeared in the middle of a field of battle. Who took them? Mystery, mystery. In the times of Napoleon Bonaparte, a great ambassador disappeared in presence of the domestic staff. What mysterious hand did snatch him? Tony Maldonado, the husband of one of my daughters, saw a cadet in Guatemala that upon crossing the street disappeared instantly, submerging inside the unknown dimension. What hand did snatch him? Airplanes full of passengers and crew have disappeared in the middle of a flight without leaving the least trace. Who have had them snatched? Meditating carefully, we arrived at the logical conclusion that in these precise moments, in the test tubes of nature, experiments are being made for the creation of the future great race that will live in the transformed earth of tomorrow, after the gigantic cataclysm that is approaching. It is evident that the most select seed of the human species is being taken out from the earth and led to other planets of the infinite space. There is no the least doubt that the extraterrestrials carry out this magnificent work. It is evident that that future race is already being created. Remember, my friends, that the first race was that of the Glacial Men, the second, that of the Hyperborean, the third, that of the Lemurs, the fourth, that of the Atlanteans, the fifth, ours, but already, I repeat, the future sixth great race is being created. There will also be a seventh that will be the last in our world, but that is still farther, we talk about the sixth. Extraterrestrial women have come and will continue coming with the purpose of being fecundated. Some of our men will be led to other worlds in order to fecundate and later will be brought back. It is appropriate to remember now an unusual case in Brazil. A cosmic ship descended in a solitary field. An unfortunate peasant that was walking near was put by force inside the UFO. His blood was extracted, and it was analyzed. The poor peasant was studied in detail, and, later, an extraterrestrial woman similar to a Chinese, but with blonde hair, came to him, and sexually seduced him. That good man had, therefore, sexual relationships with her, then he was taken out from the ship and this vessel then left toward the infinite space. There is not doubt that that woman came in order to be fecundated. The human terrestrial seed was taken. Objective? Achieving certain very special mixture. It is obvious that many other inhabitants of the earth have had similar experiences. Some have preferred to stay silent, fearing to be made fun by their fellow men. Analyzing all this carefully, we can verify that the extraterrestrials are making now very special experiments, whose final results will appear in the transformed earth of tomorrow, much later after the planetary collision that will happen in the year 2.500. The human seed will be brought back to earth. The sixth race will be, therefore, formed from very important mixtures. I understand that the people of the sixth race will be very beautiful and of smaller size. It is obvious that they will be the product of the interbreeding between terrestrials and extraterrestrials. It is not, therefore, strange that many people disappear at these times. As the years go lapsing, these mysterious disappearances will increase notably. Distinguished friends, prepare yourselves. Don't forget that we live in extraordinary times. It would not be odd that any one of you were also to be transported to any planet of the infinite space. 1. How is it that, if they already have practically invaded us, that they have not given their message in a general form to the humanity? Why the mystery? Our distinguished friend, I will with much gladness give an answer to your question. Let me inform you that sometime in the future these extraterrestrials will speak through the different satellites that Russia and United States have in orbit around the Earth, then they will transmit for us delicious cosmic melodies. We should mention that at this moment there are in orbit cosmic laboratories manned by extraterrestrials where they register our ideas, customs, language, etc., etc., etc. The Sibyl of Prague several centuries ago prophesied all these things, and even asserted in emphatic form that in a not distant day the voice of God would be listened to in the whole roundness of the earth, the verb, say, of the extraterrestrials, and every knee would bend in order to hear the word come from on high. There is not doubt that that instant approaches, and we then will know the message of the extraterrestrials. Before that there will be unusual events. Some North American or Russian rockets will be carried off to other worlds. It also is true that the astronauts of the Tower from Babel will see extraterrestrial cosmic ships, but they will keep silent. The arrogance of the scientists of this tower is terrible. They want to be the masters of the whole infinite, but they will be fulminated in their day and in their hour. Let me say to the gentleman that has asked the question that the Earth has not been invaded by extraterrestrials, they know how to respect the free will of our fellow man, but for the good of the great cause, certain people are taken to other planets with purposes evidently scientific, but these people are respected also receiving magnificent treatment. 2. Dear Master, could you tell us if these extraterrestrial beings are of the same human nature as us? Our dear friend, your question is quite interesting. Let me tell you with infinite grief that we are still not truly humans in the most complete sense of the word. It is obvious that today we are just intellectual humanoids, and this is different. The extraterrestrials that visit us are men in the most complete sense of the word, true humans, people that have already conquered the infinite space. There is the difference. Those people are endowed with a great wisdom, they possess knowledge we do not nearly suspect, they are vastly superiors to us, that is all. 3. Could you tell us, Master, if these extraterrestrial men live in the planet Mars or in Venus? Our noble lady, I should say it to you that the UFOs comes from different planets of the infinite. There is not doubt that in Venus a humanity of very superior type exists and that in Mars also there are inhabitants, although the men of modern science persist in denying them. The apparatuses of terrestrial photos sent in artificial satellites in no way could inform us on the existent life in planets like Venus and Mars. But I can assure you that in the future the Earthlings will be able to verify, by direct experience, the actual existence of the Venusians and Martian people.